Xtra.
Hello and welcome to the Xtra Factor Access All Areas. This is the televisual endoscope that is going to bring you everything you need to know about the X Factor. We're going to show you the front, the back, the insides, the outsides, all the dirty crevices that are involved with the X Factor world. Talking of dirty crevices, here are the contestants. Hello, guys. Oh, my face! Dear, oh dear, started already. This is our green room. This is where we're going to be for the next 8 weeks, chilling out with the contestants, with the judges, with specially invited guests, some celebrities, we're hoping, along the way. We're going to be bringing you all the news and all the gossip as it happens. As you can see, the groups are chilling on the sofas. Our oldies over there in the corner. Just behind the young guns, Sharon's young guns, looking very cool at the plasma. And behind us over here, the brand spanking new set, never seen on national TV before, till now, that is the X Factor studio. I'm going to be giving you a tour of that a little bit, telling you about the millions of pounds it costs, the amount of people that died in the making and the buffing of all those crosses. More crosses than... I won't go there. And also on today's show, we've got tons more. We've got competition, Jurasso hums. He certainly did when we met him. He's going to be humming for you, and you can win all sorts of prizes, get the chance to meet these guys. The gorgeous Face Sawyer, stylist to the groups, will be telling us how difficult it has been to make these guys look so gorgeous. Talking us through how difficult it was to wrestle the hair from Ben's eyebrow.
It was John that had the real problem with it.
John didn't enjoy the eyebrow wrestling?
I wasn't expecting it.
That was quite a
second emotional moment. It really was.
We've seen lots of those emotional moments. As well as that, Chris Longwich from Heat magazine is going to be telling us how these guys have been getting on in the press, what the headlines have been about them, and how people are reacting to them on the street. But you wouldn't believe it, today is Friday. Every Friday we're going to be here bringing you all the behind the scenes of the rehearsal day. Tomorrow's when they perform, and we're going to give you an exclusive preview of everything that they're going to be doing, from their songs they're going to be singing, and also some of the clothes they might be wearing as well. So today is the day you want to be watching the X Factor to get all the gossip as and when it happens. You wouldn't believe that tomorrow they are all going to be singing in front of millions and millions of people. You seem very relaxed, guys.
Yeah.
Have we just raised the level? Pete, you sitting there looking very, very, very content and very calm. How are you feeling?
Well, you know me.
Not one to get too emotional.
No, but
I don't know. It got pretty emotional yesterday in rehearsals.
yeah, I'm all cried out. After listening to Verity yesterday, I got a bit teary-eyed.
It was very emotional. Emma, we've got to this point now, and you've been through so many auditions. Do you feel like you're ready for what's going to happen tomorrow night?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone's just dying to get in there and show everyone what we can do, really.
And do you feel like you've had enough time to prepare? Because it's a very different thing singing in front of your cameras.
Yeah.
Because look at the studio. I mean, there's going to be hundreds of people in there.
Yeah, obviously it will be different, but I think the audience will help.
Yeah?
To, yeah, get the adrenaline going.
It's going to raise your hand.
And I'll be
yeah,
all right.
definitely.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be up there calm as
I
ever.
can't see them.
Of course. Yeah. Do you think, guys, at the back, you guys think it's going to be easier for you other than the soloists because there's 4 of you, you know, and you'll be able to support each other?
I think along the way, along the competition, it's been easier because, you know, we've been able to throw ideas around, and if one of us has been feeling a bit down, there have been 3 others to kind of pick us up. But I think now it's just a case of get out there and do it, and we're all kind of as nervous as everybody else.
Yeah. And of course, you girls, all family anyway, so you live with each other most of the time, but you've been living with everybody else. Do you feel like you're getting to know everyone a bit better?
Absolutely.
That doesn't sound like it's necessarily a good thing. That doesn't sound like it's necessarily a good thing.
No, everybody's fantastic. We've been getting on, you know, supporting each other.
I'm not sure that's the full truth. I'm not sure that's the full truth.
true.
We'll get to the bottom of it. You lot chill there. We're going to come over and speak to Simon's gang here. Barretti, you seem very calm. How are you feeling?
I'm just as nervous as anybody else.
Has it been a difficult week coming down and getting here, and then suddenly everything seems very well because we're right by the studio?
Yeah, it is. I'm missing home already.
Really?
Yeah, because I know I'm not going to be able to go back till I'm out. So, yeah, but I've really enjoyed it. It's been tiring, though. Loads to do.
And obviously, sort of the stakes have been raised, Steve. Here you are. We're right in front of the audience. Have things changed? Have you noticed a change in sort of nerves or energy between the groups?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm getting a little bit more stressed.
You stressed?
I mean, yeah.
You're
for
practically
once.
horizontal.
No, it's getting a little bit stressed. You know, doing the papers and stuff. That's a bit difficult.
Does that add to the pressure?
Yeah. I think knowing what people are saying outside kind of starts to get to you a little bit. But it's good, yes.
It's all good. And Verity, how's Willie?
He's doing all right, thank you.
Is he going to be watching?
course, yeah.
He'll be at home.
Point to the television, sees mummy, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, good luck to all of you. We're going to
That's
chat.
about my dogs.
We're going to be chatting about your dogs later on. Calm down. See, you ask about Verity's William, Rowetta gets upset. It's always the way. Sharon's Young Guns are here by the plasma. Before we chat to you guys and find out how you're going, and you can talk us through your wonderful, glamorous outfits, while we've been on our travels with the Xtra Factor, we've been going up and down the country, we've visited every single member of the finalists' families to find out the dirty secrets, all the juicy bits that we really want to know, that we really wanted to give away. You would have thought they'd have turned around and told us where to go. We're not telling you the secrets. They couldn't spill the beans fast enough. We filmed it, we called it Exposed, and the first lot to be embarrassed are these guys. Enjoy.
Oh, no.
There aren't any bad things about Roberta.
Well,
Except for...
in the mornings, no, any bad things. Roberta, there's no worse things about Roberta. She
kind of
100% good.
takes over a bit, you know, that way when you go out, everyone kind of likes to look at Roberta and then you're like,
Oh, shut up.
yeah. But that's, I suppose, is a good thing for her. Yeah, she's lovely.
If I had to sum up Tabby, I would say that he's decent, humble, and very respectful young fella.
Talented. You should have said talented.
Yeah, what? We went Portugal, and then you dropped in the swimming pool
with all your clothes on.
Dropped backwards into the swimming pool.
That was because you went running into the hotel bar and went in front of everyone. Cassie's falling into the swimming pool with all her clothes. So as I walked back in, everyone's
and just walked along the whole road with people just like soaking wet, just dripping down, and everyone was just laughing at her.
Thank you.
When she was about 2.5, she used to run into the kitchen and take a big kind of lump of butter out and a spoon and run up the stairs and hide in her room and eat it on its own. Just eat the butter.
Really sick.
And her
Roberta,
mum
really sick.
would run up after her and be like, "Hey!" And she'd be here.
Tabby's worst habit is probably picking his nose. He actually fell asleep one night when he was full of drink. We had a finger halfway shut the nose, and it was a big fight to try and get it pulled back out again. Sorry, Tabby.
See, I thought your fingers were nimble because you were a guitarist, not because you spent half your life with them up your nose.
Or to open up and swallow me.
Absolutely fantastic. I can't imagine you eating knobs of butter now. Do you still do that, Roberta?
No, not as much.
As a child?
Yeah.
Obviously, this week been a big old move, and you guys being the youngest, you're sort of away from home and stuff like that. Roberta, have you had much to do with Sharon this week? Have you seen her much?
Yeah, we've seen her a good bit, yeah.
Did she take you out?
Yeah, she took us out to dinner. One of the nights. It was so funny, actually. We went and we got a bit of our first taste of paparazzi.
No, excuse, we got papped.
Oh, we got
Is that
papped.
the official term?
I heard that, yeah.
What happened?
We just arrived at the restaurant, you know. I thought, oh, we're here, and the door opened, and all these cameras. Freaky, man, you know. It was, what the hell's going on here? You just got out, you were like, oh, hi.
We thought it was funny, so like normally people are posing, and Roberta and I got in the back of the taxi.
Had fits of giggles.
And were in complete hysteria in the back of the cab. They knocked on the window and we just got heads down in complete hysterics. It was funny.
Actually.
So you didn't cope with it the first time. Maybe next time you get a bit. Probably a good thing that your skin's looking so nice, though, Tabby, for the photos. I understand you've been indulging.
First things first, it was your idea, not mine.
Come on, what have you been doing?
I got a facial.
Hey, how about that? Obviously.
Let me tell you something, it was a painful experience, too.
Really?
It was
What did
very
they do to
sore.
you?
Ah, she squeezed the face out of me. Yeah.
Did you lose any weight?
I lost about 2 inches off my waist.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
No, it's obviously got to be worth it.
Plan.
It's got to be worth it. OK, we're going to be chatting more to you guys a little bit later on, and we're going to be hearing you sing, which is going to be fantastic. We're going to take a short break, though. Don't worry, we've still got about 80 parts still to come over the next few months and days and shows and weeks and years. We've got loads more coming on today's show as well. Which is going to involve these guys singing. And join us after the break because Faye Sawyer is going to be here talking about styling, and Chris Longwich from Heat magazine. We'll see you in 3. Hello, welcome back to the X Factor Excess All Areas. These are the guys the judges think could win the X Factor. They are all going to be performing live in front of millions of people tomorrow in that studio down there. They're looking very calm now, as they should be, because it's not the big night yet. But obviously tomorrow's going to be a different matter. Over the last 8 weeks, we've got some important business to clear up. Over the last 8 weeks, we have been encouraging you to email any questions, any suggestions, anything you'd like to say to the guys right here. And have we been reading them out to them? Have we? No. No, not at all. We haven't made a single one. You might be asking why. Was it because we all spelt Ben's name wrong? It's S-H-E-P-H-A-R-D, for anybody who's interested, including the man who writes my contract. And we launched them into recycling bin and threw them away. We didn't. We have waited for a moment such as this, when everyone is gathered together and we can share them all on national television. OK, so we're going to dive straight in. Honestly, there have been so many as well for all of you, so this is just a very small number. We're going to start with the G4 boys. This is an email that's come in from Richenda Ratcliffe. I've not heard of a Richenda before, but Richenda has sent you an email. She says, I agree that G4 are absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait to buy their first CD. Talking about one of your performances, the part that gave me a real tingle was when the tenor was singing with that beautiful alto harmony, complementing it, and the baritone and bass were giving it depth. Please, boys, don't lose that. I know the tenor, this is a little harsh, I think. Now, I know the tenor is not as eye-catching to the young ladies, but the balance of the voices with the tenor takes the lead. It's incredibly beautiful. Aww. Which is nice to know. That's very nice. You pleased with that one? Yeah. So she wants to buy your first CD, so at least you'll get one sold. OK, Voices with Soul. This is from Sinead, Sinead Oldmore. She said, Voices with Soul. If you made it to the big time, which one of you do you think would be the first to do a Robbie and leave the group?
Ooh, none of
you?
No, because we are family.
I think it's a bit worrying to talk about splitting up when we have hardly started, isn't it? OK, that's good to know, that's good to know. OK, we've got one here. This is to Verity. Verity, this is from James Hutchinson, who is one of your pupils, I understand.
Yes, he is.
OK, hi, I'm one of Verity's pupils, James. Just to let you know, well done for getting this far. You really deserve this. We're having a Verity party on Saturday, and we're all going to vote for you. Well done.
Thank you, James.
Is James a good singer?
Yes, he's a good singer. Yeah, he's 15.
Oh,
when he first started with me, his voice hadn't broken, and he was singing right up there. And now he sings for it down here.
And I bet he's really pleased you just shared that with the country. Excellent. Well done, James, and good luck to all of you. Steve, one of the reams we've had for them, from the ladies for Steve. Steve, this is from Laura Davies. Hi, Steve, I think you're by far the best on the X Factor. You really deserve to go through. You have an amazing voice. It gives me goosebumps. And another interesting one I thought you'd like. This is from Karen Nicholson. Right. You probably remember Steve as Karen Dibble. We used to work in a video shop a few years ago. We spent most of our days going up to customers saying, we're going to be famous, you know. When they ask why, we'd just say, because we are. Is this true?
Probably, I don't know. I've got such a bad memory.
It's so true. Well, look, we've run out of time with sharing them. We've got loads more to go through. We're going to be bringing more a little bit later on. We've already embarrassed our 16 to 24-year-olds with the exposed. The families, they can't dish enough dirt for us. Right now, though, we've got the groups. Enjoy this.
Hildia likes to drink out of babies' bottles.
Yeah. No! Baby fetish.
And eat babies' rusks.
Yeah.
You're lying. Corinne sucks her thumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got a phone call to say that he was lying in the middle of Chichester outside Marks and Spencer's because he was so drunk, and Christopher, his big brother, and his dad had to go and collect him, and he sat on his bed and said, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again.
Peter's worst habit is probably nibbling away at the skin on his fingers, but I can't think where he gets that from.
If anyone goes on to win the X Factor, I daren't even think about the fact that she might buy me anything, but I wouldn't be averse. I wouldn't be averse to a new car. We'll have one each, Melanie and I. It's Mum and I can compete.
Voices with Soul cannot live without one,
God.
God, yeah.
To each other, because we've grown up to be with each other.
Respect each other.
And to support and to respect each other. And the third thing, I think, is the rice and peas and chicken every Sunday.
Again, food.
It was always going to be the rice and peas and chicken. Now then, if you want to email any of the guys, you can get to the website www.itv.com/xfactor, or indeed you can email us at xtrafactor@itv.com. I think that's right. Yeah, xfactor@itv.com. Now, so this is it. This is the X Factor studio. This is the studio that has cost millions and millions of pounds, cost millions and millions of lives, I'm sure, in the making, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I have to say, I've worked in TV a long time, and I haven't been on a set that has been this big and has been this incredible. The designer, the man who's responsible, is Christopher George. He's busy working over there. I'm just going to go and interrupt him. Christopher, can we just grab you for a minute? Sorry, guys. Can we grab you for a minute so you can talk us through the spectacle of a set? How's it going? Is it going to be ready?
No, they never are. They come together just at the last minute. You know, there's always little adjustments to do, and you know, when you go through rehearsals, you see little pieces that need tweaking. So we keep working right until it's recorded.
It is a phenomenal set. The whole thing is absolutely huge. How do you go about starting to create something like this?
Well, when you design a set, it's a very interesting process. People always think that you know, go off into your dark little room and you
beaver away.
Beaver away. But what I find nowadays is that when you work together with a creative team, what actually happens is that people have got concepts inside. Like, for instance, if I said to you apple.
Yeah.
What did you see?
A green apple, a red apple.
Yeah. So everyone has got a concept, and every word has got a meaning and a form. So when you sit together with a team of people, if you're with a very creative team of people, you know, producers and the directors and the lighting designers,
yeah.
People have concepts, but they can't express it. They have a feeling. And the job of a designer is to really draw out that feeling and produce it. And what's really, really exciting is that when you work together, sometimes, you know, you can just sit there in the meeting, like we did on this one.
Yeah.
And they wanted something new, they wanted something exciting, something different. And there and then it just came out. You know, the X came out, doing it in the round, and then, you know, the big X is the...
Which is phenomenally huge. I mean, the size of the audience we've got, I mean, there's how many in the audience, potentially?
Oh, about 600 or something.
Which I think is one of the biggest that's ever been done in this country. But who makes the decisions in the end? Is it the judges, or is it the exec producers? Is it you?
No, it's a teamwork thing. We all work together.
Were any of the judges involved? Give me names here, Christopher. That's what I'm angling at. Who's responsible?
It's a teamwork, you know, Richard and Jonathan and Nigel, and we all work together.
They were all the exec producers.
Yeah.
What about Simon? Is he not being involved? I understand that he likes to have a firm fist on all of these things.
Simon's a great guy. He's very astute, and he's got a...
And he pays your bills. That's the problem, isn't it? That's the... How many X's? Do you know actually how many X's there are on the set?
Well, there's lots that are hidden that you can't see. They come out on special stalks during the show. It's a big surprise. I don't know. I think we were going to do it at the Y Factor.
But everyone went, no, X. So the judges are going to be sitting over here.
Yeah.
And behind them, it's going to be their teams, isn't it? They're going to have them all sat behind them. What was the idea about having the audience on either side as well?
Well, when you go to a live concert, what's really fantastic is the sort of intimacy. And in television, the normal format is set and audience.
Yeah.
And what we try to do is to bring it into the round.
The audience, to create an atmosphere.
So in all the shots, you'll get the audience participating.
It's going to be phenomenal. I know you've got lots more to do. I'll let you go back to the boys and you can carry on your drilling and your buffing. Thank you very much for your minutes. It's a very, very busy man, Christopher. He's got to keep buffing the bits for Simon. We know how Simon likes everything to be very buff. Now, the next lady we're going to be chatting to happens to be one of the most important people in Louis Walsh's life. When she first met him, everything was a bit of a disaster, to be honest. He was a bit of a mess. However, he used to turn up looking like this when he was going out on the streets of Dublin. Not a sight to be seen. But within 5 minutes, she transformed him into a man who would be happy on any Burton's catwalk, any Next directory, anywhere in the world. The gorgeous Miss Faye. Hello, Faye.
Hi, hon.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, it's been not for maybe the first time, you know,
Yeah.
you come in and you're a stylist. You've been involved in the actual selection process of the bands
I
as well.
know, yeah.
That's quite responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a big responsibility, and I'm sure, well, you saw us all the way through it. I was coming up to you going, oh, it was really a responsibility, and I think we've chosen right. I think they're great, and I'm probably more nervous than they are.
What's been the hardest thing for you, though? Because once we've done the selection process, that's done. Is it broaching the subject with some of them that actually they're not looking great or they're not quite what we're going for?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think those things like the sisters, our girls, you know, our Voices with Soul, they always had this kind of teamed and toned look, which I think the public related to, and they were getting it right in some areas, but we've kind of kept certain elements of it going, but we've kind of moved it along a bit, and I think they're happy. They're looking great.
And they've all enjoyed that process?
Yeah.
What about the G4 boys? Because I think one of the most dramatic changes is the G4 boys, and it's not just their clothes, it's the everything, it's the hair, some of it's gone, some of it's changed colour.
Yeah, yeah. I think the boys, you know, with them we wanted to turn the volume up a bit. We've got some real beauties there. We just got to kind of push them forward. I mean, tomorrow's look, we're doing something that is, yeah, it's kind of classic, but it's got a bit of an edge, just like them. Their kind of music, without sounding corny, it's kind of, we've tried to think of who they are, but kind of give it a bit of an edge.
And what about the eyebrow situation? Because have they all had their eyebrows done?
Well, there's a question. Yeah, I kind of thought that maybe one or two of them could have done with a bit of eyebrow work.
But it seems that they loved it.
Yeah, they did.
They're
Boys
addicted.
do. Boys love that
Tell
kind
me,
of
did
thing.
they go for the waxing or the plucking?
They went for sugaring it.
They had it sugared?
I know. They do that thing, don't they?
Dramatically changed my image of these boys immediately. The outfits for tomorrow, we've got some lined up here. Is this what the guys are going to be wearing?
Yeah, we've got, as I was saying, for G4, we've got kind of this kind of classic, little bit college boy, but certainly with an edge.
They do look good in jackets, don't they?
They do look fabulous.
But with the jean?
With the jean, yeah, just soften it up a bit. I mean, we've kind of kept a little element of stripe going through, but giving them their own personality. This has got a little bit of an edge. Yeah, a little bit of an edge. With the girls, as I said, I really thought it was working with them having their colours. Public relate to them, and I kind of really got them. So we've given them each a colour, and I've kind of had skirts made up and matching belts.
You've actually had these made?
Yeah.
And so the girls have what do they think of these? Is this the look that they're going with as well?
Oh, yeah, this is what I mean, I discussed this with the guys that made it. A guy called Asif made it for me and Amjad, and we were discussing with the girls, absolutely, you know, what are we going to do for them? How do they feel? This is a young look for them. A little, I mean, you know, a little bit young, but still with a bit of sophistication.
OK, what about Pete and Emma? Because obviously there's, the contrast between the big singers and then the guys. And then you've got Pete and Em. What are you doing with them?
Pete and Em, well, again, they're singing a lovely romantic ballad. So with Emma, I think she's a really pretty little soft thing, and I wanted to bring out that kind of Joss Stone element to her. So she's got this kind of slightly hippie-ish dress with boots. It's going to make it a little bit Stevie Nicks-y, edgy.
Right, yeah.
And Peter's gone for the staple of menswear this season, the dinner jacket.
Is that right?
This is the thing to have.
Top tip from Face Sawyer there. If you ain't got a dinner jacket, you ain't nothing. OK, and and that's what Pete's going to be wearing all night?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit worried about some of our judges. Clearly, you've saved Louis' life. We know Sharon's nailed it. It's
She's
Simon.
amazing, yeah.
It's Simon. Simon, we went round to his house. He had 50 pairs of jeans, the same. Some of them never worn.
Right.
Is this something that can be resolved? Do you think psychological problems, maybe?
Well, no, I think Simon's policy probably is if it ain't, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
But I think Simon could do with a bit of colour.
It's interesting you say that, because we came up with an idea of how maybe we could help Simon. Have a quick look at what we thought Simon looked good in. There he is there. And what do you reckon?
Hang on
a nice little denim mini. A little crop jacket.
Legs.
I wish you could know that they were your legs or not. I don't know whether Simon will go for the dress. What do you reckon? Anyway, Faith, thank you very much for that.
Total pleasure.
It's lovely as ever to see you.
See you later.
Very, very important job that these ladies do. If only to get the boys to get their eyebrows sugared. It's very important. We're going to take a break. After that, the contestants, they're going to be starting their singing down there. They're getting nervous. We're going to give you an exclusive preview of what they're going to be singing tomorrow night. And Chris Longwich from Heat magazine is going to be telling us exactly how the guys are coping in the press. So make sure you join us after the break. Things are getting very exciting. Nothing's happening, but I promise you they're getting exciting. That's Roger. the floor manager. She lots of them. Big fan of Will Young. He's not performing, he's just getting people on the stage. They're starting to rehearse. Welcome back to the X Factor Excess All Areas. We've got loads more still to come on today's show. We've got details of our competition. We're going to be hearing the guys rehearsal. Maybe I'll hear them in just a minute. But first, we've been joined by Chris Longridge from Heat magazine, who's been casting his evil eye over how our guys have been coping in the press. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
First things first, cards on the table. You work for Heat magazine. Which of our contestants right now do you think could get on the front cover of your mag?
Potentially, it could be any of them. But looking at the papers recently, Rowetta has had a lot of coverage. And I think she's got one of the most interesting kind of backstories, if you like. One of the most charismatic performers. There's a question mark over her temperament, obviously, as Simon has brought up himself. Exactly. But I think, you know, with if she can learn kind of to bring out the natural kind of warmth that she has, I think that could really work. If you look at someone like Nadia from Big Brother, for example, she was very, very turbulent in the first few weeks in the Big Brother house. And then when she kind of settled down, when she relaxed, people saw what she was really like, and they came to love her. I think she's been on the cover 5 times of Heat magazine. So I think Rowetta could certainly be in a position like that.
Important thing for Rowetta, then, is she's got to try and show a bit more of this warmth. Exactly,
a bit more of the charm that she's shown already, but more of it. She's kind of gripping on too tight right now.
I mean, Rowetta has had a lot of her storylines, but like you say, it's because of her backstory. Do you think that that's going to add pressure to her as well, because people are constantly going to focus on her?
Yeah, absolutely, but that's kind of part of being a celebrity. The show isn't just about singing, it's about how you respond to being in the public eye. And as they'll discover, that, you know, public attention is a two-edged sword.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good and both bad. As a journalist, give us the dirt. What are you keeping your eye out for specifically?
Oh, we love a good fight, obviously. Sharon throwing water over Simon was a moment for the history of television.
There's a lot of conflict, isn't there, between Sharon and Simon? I think we've got a couple of headlines about sort of the two of them and how Sharon sort of seems to be enjoying herself.
Yes. Well, she loves a good ruck, I think, basically. Yeah, so I think we'll be seeing a few more fights as well.
And the fact that maybe we're moving away from Simon being evil to actually being sort of being more about the contestants. Do you think we know a bit more about him now?
Oh, he's definitely evil. But no, I mean, now that he's got his contestants, you know, they're in his corner, he's going to fight for them. So, you know, it's not really him being nasty towards them anymore. It's him against the other judges.
Cool. I think we can hear the guys. They're just about to start rehearsing, so if you can't hear us, do apologise, but I think one of the contestants is about to go on and do her rehearsal. We'll go down there in a second and try and catch up with them. What do you think about Sharon in terms of her actually sort of taking on this role as being a judge? How do you think she's coping?
Very well indeed. As we've all seen her on the Osbourne, she's a very maternal figure, as it is. And it's great that she's got the youngsters, the young category, because she's become a kind of den mother to these people. She gets very emotional about them, and I think that's a really kind of great response to have.
This was a great storyline for Sharon as well, because the one thing we have seen her do is the crying. There's been loads and loads of crying.
She cries for the loser, she cries for the winners as well. She cries at the drop of a hat.
But she does have a laugh too as well. I think there's a great headline about what's been distracting her while she's been doing all the auditions, and it's Simon's willy.
Yes. Well, you know, if it's there in front of you, I guess it would be distracting.
It's the sort of thing you would look at. What do you think as well in the battle between... Can Rowetta sing any louder, do you think? I reckon she probably can. Shut up! Don't mean it, of course I don't mean it. The G4 boys as well, they're an interesting combination because there's something that we haven't seen in one of these competitions before. Because they've got this classical background.
Very unique style that you're not expecting in this kind of show. And it's absolutely, like, the novelty factor has certainly kind of put them in good stead. The danger for them is that style of music, that kind of operatic, close harmony, has a danger of sounding a bit posh, maybe a little bit smug. Now, they're not. So far, they've been very down-to-earth, very humble, and they've got to keep kind of hold of that feeling when they come across on TV, because the slightest hint of any kind of complacency, I think people might turn against them.
And they can alienate people by doing that.
They could alienate people, yeah.
OK, well, what about sort of the egos between the judges? Louis constantly going on about this isn't about the judges, this is about the contestants. But if it came to a wrestling match, from a journalistic point of view, who would win, Simon, Sharon?
Sharon, without a doubt, Sharon. Yeah.
She's got it going down. Dirty tricks?
Absolutely. She's a dirty fighter and she likes to fight. Simon, you know, Simon is Simon. Louis is kind of all business. But Sharon, I think she actually wants a fight.
I think we totally agree. She's the last one I'd like to go toe-to-toe with. Chris, thank you very much for casting your eye over. That was all very, very interesting indeed. And now then, of course, no pop star's career would be complete without some sort of tabloid scandal plastered across the front of these magazines and papers, probably by Chris and some of his mates indeed. Coming out of the nightclub, steaming drunk, having an affair with a glamour model, your late-night fondlings finding their way onto the internet. Of course, it's all part of growing up and becoming that superstar that they want to be. When we were at the auditions, we asked all of our contestants just exactly what they thought was going to be the first scandal to get them on the front of the tabloids.
Oh God, there could be all kinds of stuff, you know. I can't say on the camera because my mother's watching. I just wouldn't get caught so there wouldn't be any scandal.
I don't know, I'm quite a clean-living girl, actually, but I'm sure sometime you'll come out of the woodwork.
I've got loads, man.
I have no skeletons in my closet.
Chris's showbiz scandal will probably be shagging too many fat birds.
Falling out of love with, you know, hanging out or something like that.
No scandal so far, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Streaking at a Man United football game.
I suppose it'd be sleeping with Jordan. Did you sleep with Jordan?
Eddie Jordan.
A sordid affair on the set of X Factor with Sharon Osbourne.
That's for us to know and for you to find out.
Oh my goodness me, I have no idea. I am an angel. Nothing.
Okay, then, we've managed to dramatically scramble everyone back into the green room because we're very excited because we've managed to get some callers on the line to talk to our contestants here. They're all very excited about talking. We've got some lucky callers on the line who we've spoken to earlier. They emailed us in. They've got some questions for the finalists. It is our first week, and because it's our first week, and I'm feeling very generous, Chris is still here. And I'm willing to give away 2 tickets to next week's live show, indeed, one of the live shows, depending on who is the best caller. And Chris, you're going to be the judge, OK?
OK.
So make sure you listen very, very carefully indeed. Who have we got first up? Who's out there? Michelle, are you there, I think? Michelle?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Michelle. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
OK, Michelle, who's your question for?
My question's for Cassie.
For Cassie. Where's Cassie? There she is, down there. She's nestling beside me. Go ahead, Michelle. Tell us what your question is.
Hi, Cassie. Do the other contestants treat you like a baby because you're the youngest?
Do they?
Do they treat you like a baby because you're youngest?
Can't hear you now. No, not in a patronising way at all. No, in a caring way, which is nice. They know more than I do, so it's quite nice.
Are you finding that you're sort of talking to the others and kind of going, like, learning from their experience?
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's not a hindrance being the youngest?
No, not at all. It's lovely.
Little pocket diamond. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Next up, who have we got? I think we've got experts. The lucky few who get to play examination will be given a test on their favourite contestant by their favourite contestant, OK? So it's not just what you know, it's what they're going to test you on. So you might want to ask some questions to the Voices with Soul girls, but they're the ones that are going to be grilling you about them. Sounds complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah.
OK, the fortunate X Factor winner who gets picked on next Friday's show will get this X Factor karaoke software, as well as the mugs. We're going to give you 2 tickets to one of the live shows, and that's before a single question has even been asked. And if you manage to score enough points during your examination, you're going to win, and get excited about this superb DVD and TV player.
Right up to 2004. And then you've got, you know, G4, who are classic singers, and it just makes the contest more interesting, because it's a whole mixed bag.
Tomorrow night is when it really starts getting important for you guys as well, for you, Simon and Louis. How are you feeling about the impending competition?